They're taking a little bath, yeah.
Let's try it.
Brother, that video is about to make a lot of women upset and jealous. You can find it at the 8-minute mark. But I do have 12 other videos to react to. Definitely pay attention to this video as a father stops his son from marrying a thoughtbot that's in love with mushroom tips. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Definitely share the video. Let's get to it.
This yellow just screams sexy, summer, and I really feel like this is the one I want to wear.
This is not even a dress. This is more like a blanket that she poked some holes in.
But however, this pink dress is also screaming, I'm a baddie and you can't tell me nothing. I'm loving the detail of the orange lining.
This looks like a circus act. There's nobody in the world that's gonna seriously look at her and call her a baddie. They're gonna say, what mental institution did she get freed from?
So just tell me which one you think will be the best option.
Neither. You made people not even want to wear those blankets.
What's your name?
My name is Inocencio Ibarra.
What do you do, Inocencio?
I make beats, man.
How tall are you?
I'm 66 inches tall. Yeah, well, you know, we're all the same size laying down, right? Fuck, your hair's not even real.
Well, your hairline isn't even real.
Yeah, you're right. It's really expensive. I really bought it.
Nice comeback with the fake hair, but really, instead of saying your height, you said 66 inches. That makes it sound even smaller.
It's a lot of women that say they want a man with purpose, but when they get one, they don't know how to treat him or handle him. They cannot understand this one word: sacrifice. Now, don't get me wrong. Of course, a man that really cares about you is going to give you time and effort. But here's the reality. Your expectations of it is not realistic. You can get everything you expect from a man that has purpose. His purpose comes before everything else, and that includes you. So as a woman, if you want a man who is in his purpose, you have to understand sacrifice on your end also. Ladies, are you willing to sacrifice your emotional needs until that man has fulfilled his purpose?
Which is the biggest sacrifice for a woman to make. Most of these women always have some type of simp to respond to her moods. Even when she's in relationship, women create confrontation just for a feeling out of the guy based off of how she's feeling for that moment. Which is why the type of woman that a man needs in order to be successful has to be trained by another man on how to spot that guy. Most of these women are just fatherless women running around guessing, learning manipulation games from their mother.
He may not have as much time as you like to spend with you. He may not have as much time as you like to communicate with you. He may not have a lot of things emotionally that you are craving and looking for. Are you willing to sacrifice that in order to keep a man that actually has purpose? Because if not, you may just miss out on him.
One thing about a man with purpose, he ignores his feelings in order to get things done. He's gonna go to the gym when he's tired. He's gonna work when he needs a day off. He's gonna sacrifice energy and emotions in order to make sure that he is successful and that he can provide for his empire that he's building. The women who cannot sacrifice their emotions and actually stick with the game plan and be a good helpmate, those will be the women that turn out to be baby mothers jumping from guy to guy to guy and eventually end up alone anyway.
Your egg freezing story. Emotionally, like, how did you prepare for that?
The unfortunate reality for women is that your biological clock doesn't match your maturity. I should not have been someone's mom at 25. I would have been a horrible mother, but that's when you're most fertile. Women are getting married much later. They're having children much later because they're pursuing their careers. Biologically, we haven't caught up to the modern times that we live in. It's a very tough decision to make because you realize that everything you thought you were gonna have at this stage in your life, you don't have. It's a very inexpensive decision to make, but I think that once you kind of make it, it just kind of changes the way you date and changes the timetable in which you date.
It changes everything. Most women over the age of 26 without a man or children walk into a sad place of depression because at the age of 30, you're pretty much stuck in your ways. So a lot of these independent women, you've lost what it's like to be nurturing. You've lost what it's like to be sensitive because you've had to play an alpha role in order for you to maintain your career or maintain your independence. So you feel like if you making $80,000 a year, the guy you date should be worth $300,000 a year. That's your bloated ego. But what you're not understanding is that the guy that's really successful, he's gonna want the nurturing woman who knows how to be a mom. That's the problem that feminism has done to women. It forced you to be a man for the rest of your life. Most of your kids are just gonna be baby daddies.
Y'all don't like me anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. Some of you females are about to be in a lot of trouble because these dudes are starting to realize they are also the prize. This obscene criteria that you guys put on them, don't take me to Cheesecake Factory, buy me this, buy me that, fly me out, pay my nails and feet to get done, pay for my maintenance, etc., pay all of my bills. They're starting to realize if you're requiring that of them, what should they be requiring of you? It's going to be a lot more than just a pretty face. They're chasing the girls with the master's degrees now. They're chasing the girls with the high FICO, chasing the girls with the six-figure earnings, right? They're not chasing sundresses and BBLs anymore. You guys are played out.
They not chasing them either unless those girls are leading with the bag. If she's gonna be the high value woman and the woman that plays the boss role, she gotta be ready to spend the money. They're not going after these women to take care of these women. No, these women gotta buy their way into the relationship.
What, do you think you're catfish or not?
I'm told I am, but I don't think I am.
Damn! So we're gonna go up to random people and ask them whether... What, do you think you're catfish or not?
I'm told I am, but I don't think I am.
Damn! So we're gonna go up to random people and ask them whether you're a catfish or not. That's cool? Do you think she's a catfish or not? Oh. Who's that?
What are you, Ross? Who the one look like this? Ah, is that you?
Does that look like me?
That ain't you. That's your sister.
So what, catfish?
My mum taught me I can't call a girl catfish because every girl pretty in their own way, but that's not you still.
Catfish or not?
Which one is she? I'm not gassing you up and I'm not going to deflate you either. You look like a human. Yeah? Have a good day.
That's what he talks.
That's the picture that's holding up. And here she is right here. You ask me, it's close, but it's still a catfish because if we go back to the picture, that girl looks like she has a thinner face. So she found her. At the end of the day, what women don't understand is if a man chases a woman and then he finally get the kitty cat and the next day she looks like a different person, the man automatically stops liking the woman. That's what women don't get. You can keep piling the makeup on, you're only gonna hurt yourself in the end.
And a banana.
Kit Kat.
Cashew fruit. Yo tengo que conseguir nome ticuna. Cuchi.
Na nossa língua é faca, cuchillo.
Sério? Cuchi. Isso é legal?
Cuchillo.
That's my ticuna name, Cuchi, knife.
That's the life. Being a man on an island with a whole bunch of women looking for a husband. Passport bros, y'all better pick up on what this man's doing.
They're taking a little bath, yeah.
Praia.
Praia, see. It's the Amazonian beach, yeah?
Amazonian beach, that's where you guys need to be heading to instead of Germany, Thailand, Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico. Those places are getting old. The new spot right now is the Amazon.
Bro, yeah, it's a dirty game out here, bro. It's a dirty game. Before we start, if you're a dude and you be sending girls money that you have not cracked yet, stop doing that. So my homegirl needed a ride to work, so I'm like, all right, cool, I'll take her to work. So we on the way, right? And we see a car. And let me tell you, this car look like it hasn't been touched in years. Like it's abandoned, like it's been there forever. And she like, hey, pull over. I'm like, okay, all right. So at this point, I'm watching this girl walk around the car a couple times in a row. And I'm like, I'm confused. I'm like, what is she doing? So she come back in and I asked her, I'm like, what were you doing? She was like, oh, I had to take a picture of one of the tires. She sent that picture of the tire on that car to a dude and was like, look what happened while I was on my way to work. OMG, I hate my life, blah, 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 right?
This is a guy that's in the friend zone that's trying to get with the woman, and she's watching him finesse other dudes. He gets to listen to the relationship she has with other men. This is why when you're out with your woman and that guy friend just walks up to her, trust me, that's a red flag that you shouldn't be with her because she's using you.
Bro sends her $300 talking about, I hope this covers everything. That's tough. Y'all getting finessed. So I start asking questions because I'm curious. I'm like, so how do you know Buddy? And she like, he hit me up on Instagram and he looked like he had money. So I just hit him with a trick my mom taught me. Her mom taught her. Her mom taught her. Now, has he hit? Probably. But if he hasn't, all I can do is pray for Buddy. All I can do is pray for Buddy. Bro, yeah, it's a dirty game.
For her to get the money consistently, he has to be clapping cheeks. But it ain't tricking if you got it, that they say. So if he got the money to spend it, it's cool. But he got to outgrow that phase and start putting his money towards the one that's going to have his back. He needs to play the stingy role.
I know you're not serious, man. I know you're not serious.
Will you love her?
Excuse me, pardon me. Excuse me. Damon, you're not gonna do this, are you?
I'm sorry?
You're not gonna really do this, are you?
Yes, we are. You
No,
can go
you're
back
not.
and sit down. Yes, we are.
No. Come on, man, with this. No. This ain't going nowhere. Why you need to talk? Why you come up here? Why you need to talk? About what? It's nothing to talk about. First of all, she just left you. I'm sorry, I'm talking.
See, this is a good father because he's stopping his son from marrying a thought bot. When it comes to a beta male, typically all these girls got to do is just show some moves in the bedroom, and the guys are like, oh my God, I finally got my P-Hub star that I could be with, and they run out and marry these thoughts. But a good father is going to say, yo, bro, she for the streets, man. I ain't even finna allow you to do that because I know what's about to happen down the road.
Yeah, but no, I don't. Listen, don't out talk.
If you do not want to come, you can leave.
Well, I'm invited.
You should have came if you do not want to stay married.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to speak my piece whether you like it or not.
Well, you need to leave because we're going to do it.
I need to talk to my son. I'm about to leave. I'm talking to my son.
No, I'm going to interrupt you. You can leave.
Anyway, me and you need to talk.
No, you can leave. Somebody escort him out because he can leave.
It's like
you can leave. You are not.
That's what happens when it comes to these thoughts. They got a bad past. They find some man to try to clean it up. But that father is saying, yo, bro, she only going to be good for a little bit of time. And then she going to go back to that street action. Big shout outs to that father.
What makes you a high value man? What makes you? And he was listing cars and education and all of that. And I said, what about character? We really been able to dig into that whole conversation about what it means to be a high value individual, period.
Nice guy doesn't win if he's broke. When it comes to high value, yes, finances play a big part of it.
It cannot equate to how many dollars in your bank account, what kind of car you drive, who you know, how many followers you have on social media. Don't talk to me about that and then say I'm high value because of that. Right. Show me your heart. Show me your compassion for another individual. Show me where you put in work, right? Show me you on your knees.
You want him to be a simp, but when they lead with niceness, you say, hey, how much money you make? You can't take me to the Cheesecake Factory. What type of business do you own? You always want to know how much a man makes, but when he actually show you the money, you're intimidated by all the other girls that he attract, that you want him to turn into a simp and just pretty much worship you so you feel secure in the relationship.
Pray about. Who do you pray for? You know what I mean? Show me that. That's a high value individual to me. Because on paper, realistically, people wouldn't have thought we would have been together when we first got together.
True.
But I saw a high value man. I saw him for his heart.
Yeah, but if he was broke, then you would be on there talking about how you had to hold the fort down. When it comes to women, you can't live with them and you can't live without them.
Stop giving men gifts. Men do not love you for what you give to them. All of you ladies are out there frustrated and angry because you don't get what you want in your relationship. But the reason you don't get it is because you're the one who's giving it to him. You want him to buy you nice things. So for his birthday, you buy him something nice. And what does he say? Why did you get this for me? Because he doesn't actually love you for what it is that you give to him. He loves you for what he gives to you and how he invests in you.
No, women typically would buy a man a cheap gift, something that he doesn't need, just so she gets credit for thinking about him, but it's really something that he can take back. But that's all a ploy, like, all right, if I spend $50 on him, then I'm gonna expect him to spend $250 on me. Once men pick this up, we're never happy about the gifts that a woman gives us because she knows she's just giving us a gift to get her a bigger one.
Over the course of dating someone for a year, he paid for every single date and got me gifts on my birthday, and I gave him 3 stickers. His reaction to those 3 stickers? Thanks. Why bother? Just sit at the table and feast. Instead of investing in him, invest in yourself. And when he does something nice, just say, "Aw, thank you."
What year did she make this video in the game? Ain't no guys doing this anymore. This is a previous guy that you met. See if you can get a guy to take you out 3 times and then you just give him a bag of chips and you still gonna be in a relationship. Nah, it's the year of Drizzle Drizzle. You better wake up, sweetheart, because you look and dress like you still trapped in the 1980s.
Well, if you both have not decided that you are exclusive, what makes you think that you can tell that man that just because he's dating you, you have to be the only one? If he has not asked to be exclusive, baby, dating is like the application process. It's that part when you write down all the stuff about you that the employer wants to know. Do you have a record? Have you ever been fired? What kind of work have you done in the past? You know, anything we need to know about. What kind of person are you? Do you say what you mean and mean what you say? Are you loyal? How do you treat the people in your life? How do you let them treat you? See, baby, the dating process is when they find out everything they want to know, and then they decide whether or not they really want to hire you. Because they got a lot to lose if you get in there and you don't work out. Time, money. They're looking for somebody they can partner with. Somebody who's going to bring in good to the company, not tear it down and break it down and cause a whole bunch of havoc. They want business to multiply. Do better. And do they interview only one person? Why, that wouldn't make any sense at all. Putting all their eggs in one basket? Nah. And look, I tell you the same thing. Why are you dating just one person? They're dates, interviews, testers. You decide what you do with those people that you're dating and what you don't want to do. And pay close attention to this. How they react when you say yes and when you say no.
Get in the comments to let me know, when you're dating someone, what is the main question that you want to know that determines if you want to go forward or not?
We now live in a world where I personally believe that men are far more feminine than ever before, and women are far more masculine than ever before. And it is destroying families, it is destroying relationships, and it is truly destroying our future, because that's what's raising our children for the future. So what do you think about men being more feminine? Do you think that that's true or untrue?
I think it's true, but you have to look at the conditions. You had the Me Too movement, you had feminism, and you had a whole bunch of harassments. You had a lot of laws that would change that. Everything that a man did would seem like harassment or Me Too to a woman. So men had to quietly calm themselves down to be more sensitive towards women in order to protect themselves. It just appears that men are softer because women have more power to abuse a man without a man doing anything to her. And in this process, you have created a generation of younger men that are growing up soft because you made it to where it's cool for women to be single mothers. You made women become men and women to raise the children and have completely forgot what it's like to be a woman. But when it comes to the man, a lot of these single mothers have just created weaker men, and the guys are growing up with the same mindset as a woman.
Why you think it's such a trigger for a man to have standards these days?
Women expect men to just tolerate anything.
Why you think it's such a trigger for a man to have standards these days?
Women expect men to just tolerate anything. The same way y'all have a preference, we have a preference. I won't even say like if I make 100K or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say I work a decent job and I have a normal life. if I want a normal woman that's not overweight or that's not too skinny, I should be able to choose that. Just like how a woman who don't have no job can choose men that make 6 figures.
Why you think it's such a trigger?
And it's facts. How come women get to have standards? You know why? Because women always have these guys that are trying to get with them that they have bloated egos. So they're assuming a man is supposed to give them what they want because ultimately a man is just looking for sex. But what she's not realizing is that the smarter a man becomes and have his life together, the more he's going to have preferences too. The more he's going to know his value because he starts to have women that want him. So when men start to have preferences, women are angry because now they have to compete because they're used to a world where they don't have to compete. See, when they're young, women could choose all the guys they want. The closer they get to 30, the more it starts to hurt because there's less men that want them.